Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out. Are you resilient? Are you really resilient in terms of coming to work, going above and beyond the call of duty? When you think about the definition of resilience, it's someone's capacity to recover quickly from difficulties with toughness, the ability to spring back into shape, into really going above and beyond the call of duty. Now let's think for a second about being resilient and think about our interactions. If there's 3 levels of interaction, and let's talk about expected. People expect us to do certain things. And then we have exceeding, where we exceed people's expectations. And then certainly the lower level is we're below expectations. Ask yourself, are you doing what is expected, or are you exceeding? The toughest thing during a crisis, in any difficult time for that matter, is to look in the mirror and say, what can I do to go above and beyond the call of duty for the good of the organization? Because most of the time when we're in a crisis, what do we think about? How do I protect myself? And there's nothing wrong with that, but think about that for a second. And I did a podcast earlier, and I talked about now it's employees' time. It's your turn. What are you going to do what is expected and then go above and beyond that and exceed expectations? If you happen to interact with customers, what have you done where they've walked away from you in an interaction and said, wow, that company is really kicking butt? See, if we do what is expected, we don't have a point of differentiation. And when things are tough, what do we think about? We commiserate. We think about the things that are making things tough. Yet here's the challenge. What are you going to do to go above and beyond the call of duty? So my question to you is, are you resilient? Are you tough? Now, the cliche answer is, well, of course I am. Honestly, think about the last 72 hours of work. Think about what you did and give yourself a rating. Honestly. 1, you did what was expected. It was transactional. 2, you did something above and beyond the call of duty. You exceeded. 3, you had a wow factor. People walked away, whether internal or external, and said, that person is highly motivated. They are highly energized. Now, it's tough to be honest about ourselves. I would tell you on a very selfish private level, and I said it in 2010 when the Great Recession was starting to come to an end, or you could see, the light at the end of the tunnel. I remember saying to one of my business partners, I said, that may have been the best thing in the world I just went through. I had clients that stuck with me. I had people referring business for me. I was exceeding contracts. Now, I had to find a way to get through that. A lot of people in our industry left the industry. They had to go get jobs because it is a tough industry. So when this hit us, this current crisis, I remember an employee said, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? I said, we are going to innovate and energize our way through this, and we're going to come out on the other end actually better for it. But the way we behave, the way we act, the way we make decisions, the way we produce our work, everything will come into question. And there was silence. I said, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm being very candid. said, buckle up. This is not going to be a smooth ride. You have to find a way to go above and beyond the call of duty every day. It's going to be easy to say I'm tired. It's going to be easy to say it's difficult. It's going to be easy to say, man, we were having a record year. This is like a tidal wave splashing us, and we're in a speedboat. But the great thing about being in a speedboat, especially a company my size, is we can navigate pretty quickly. We're not an ocean liner. Bigger companies it's tougher for to a certain extent. So ask yourself, would you rate yourself at a level 3, a wow factor, each and every day? Now, let me ask you this. What about the people around you? See, if you have some wows and you have some exceed expectation and some people doing the expected, the transactional stuff, it becomes a mixed bag. It erodes the organization's opportunity to stand out, to differentiate itself. So everybody's got to be at the same level. If we're all transactional, boring. If we exceed expectations, we'll raise some eyebrows. If we all wow people and go above and beyond the call of duty and act and behave every single day like this is the best opportunity in the world, and I'm going to say it, and to a certain degree it is, because I guarantee you there's going to be two types of companies during this transaction. There are going to be companies that sit in the bleachers and say, look what happened to us. There's going to be companies that get on the field and say, it's not the play we called for, but this play, if we execute it right, is going to be the greatest opportunity for us. So now, ask yourself again, are you resilient?
Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.